everybody, so before I start talking, I just want to be really clear that I'm going to talk about something that I'm going to talk about something that I don't typically talk about, which is body image and weight. I know that that is a bit of a tricky area for a lot of people, so if you don't feel comfortable like hearing about that kind of discussion, then do skip ahead. I'm not going to be talking about it in like an overly critical, negative way, I hope anyway, but if you're not comfortable, do skip forward. I just wanted to give a bit of context into what I am doing with my bank holiday weekend. So basically, hi everybody, this is the bank holiday weekend, which is when I am vlogging, the early May bank holiday, and basically I'm going to be going out today. I'm going to be going clothes shopping because it is coming up to a couple of weeks before I am due to go on holiday with my parents. We're going to go to Fuerteventura. It's going to be a lovely time. However, I have come up against a bit of a challenge, and the long and short of it basically is that in the past like 3 months or so, I have gained a bit of weight, and I want to be very clear right now that that is not a bad thing. In my eyes, that is not a bad thing. And I know where it's come from. Basically, I have not eaten as well as I probably should, and I've not been exercising as much as I should. You know, that apparently that has an effect on things. Who knew? But we have come obviously to the point of the year where like we're swapping out our clothes for the new season. I'm getting out a lot of my spring summer clothes, and I am noticing that certain things are fitting me a bit differently or just not fitting me, full stop. And so I thought to myself, ooh, if I'm going to be going on holiday, I'm going to be getting out a lot of my holiday clothes. I need to make sure that some of these things do still fit me, and then give myself a bit of leeway, a bit of wiggle room to go out to the shops and buy what I need to. I'm not generally the kind of person who buys like a whole new wardrobe to go on holiday. I'm looking at you, mum. You know, I have like my core collection of summer pieces that I crack out every single year, things that I've used for many years. But a lot of the clothes that I have for summer are things that I've had for like 5 or 6 years, which I bought when I was a lot smaller. So I got everything out from under my drawers last night. I went through all of my summer clothes, and to be honest with you, it's not as dire as I thought it was. And I had a bit of a breakthrough moment when I realized that a couple of new things that I bought so far this year, especially some like long flowy midi skirts, actually work really well as like nice breezy outfits. You wouldn't think it because they're like quite long skirts, but because they are so like flowy, because they've got a lot of air and a lot of give there, I basically have things that I can wear on holiday. For most eventualities, I am pretty much covered, which is good, but I would like to have some backup things. So for example, I have discovered that my denim shorts, which I have been wearing for the past like 5 years, do not fit me. One of the pairs of denim shorts that I've had since I was 14, so they were definitely on their way out. Like the zip just wasn't doing up even when they did fit me. So that's fine, they can go. But in terms of shorts, which you kind of need when you're going to Canary Islands, what I found last night was that I have these like stretchy shorts. Basically these, which I tend to wear on holiday when I'm going to the gym. These are basically what I wear when it gets too hot to wear leggings at the gym. They are basically leggings, but like cut above the knee. These work really well with a lot of my summer clothes, and they have that bit more give in them because they are stretchy. But I only have one pair of these, so I would quite like to get some more of these. I've also noticed, and I'm kind of gutted about this, is that I do think I've gone up a back size in my bras. And for bras, that works fine, but for bikinis, I'm so upset because I love my bikini so much. The bikini tops that I currently have might not do me. So I'm gonna try and have a look around. I'm really annoyed though because like bras and bikinis are so expensive. Basically, I'm gonna go to the shops and I'm gonna see what I can find. I'm not splurging on like a lot of things because like I say, I do have like an amount of clothing that I can wear on holiday. The thing I'm really gutted about are that my jumpsuits currently don't fit me. My jumpsuits, which are like my summer staples for the past like 3 years. I love them so much, but they don't fit me. And like I say, it's fine. I have other things. It's just like, what I want to make really clear is that I don't think of this as like a massive problem with me. I know in my heart that like bodies naturally fluctuate, and this is just like a fluctuation that I didn't account for. And there's no point forcing myself into clothes that don't fit for 2 weeks. That would just make me really uncomfortable, and I don't want that. For me, this is just going to be like a fun little challenge of trying to get a few things. Whilst maybe I wouldn't call myself body confident, I'm definitely like a body positive person. And part of that is like loving and accepting yourself regardless of what your weight is, and understanding that bodies naturally fluctuate. You are not going to be the same size from age 21 to age 27, which I am now, and I've just got to roll with whatever my body is doing, because I spent all of secondary school and most of uni really hating my body, and I don't want to go back to that. That was not a happy place to be. It's not positive, it's not productive, and I don't think that you should spend your life like wishing and begging yourself to be different, not being happy with yourself right now because you're constantly chasing down like a future version of yourself. That's not sustainable. It's not a happy way to live your life. Like if you feel like there are changes that you want to make, then absolutely do that, but you have to be okay with yourself how you are right now, or at least I do, you know. do whatever you want. But anyway, that is what my plan is for today. And the two skirts that I've recently brought into my life, one of them was like an old skirt of mine that I'd given to my sister and she has recently sent back to me. I will give this back to you, Steph, I promise. So we've got this skirt, which as you will see is red, which is not something I typically wear. But I have like this new Bordeaux top that I would really like to pair with this. I think it would look really lovely. And I did actually wear this to my friend Bella's birthday. And I thought it looked nice. And then really recently also to go with that Bordeaux top, I got this midi skirt from Depop. This is literally just, it's secondhand and it was originally from New Look, but this is gorgeous and it has this beautiful movement to it and it's so light and flowy. And basically I paired a couple of like my summer tops with this and it looks so good. So like I say, it is just a fun challenge to see how I can work my wardrobe in a different way. You know, things have been getting a little bit stale. Sometimes you need a challenge. So anyway, we are almost coming up to 12 o'clock. So I really do need to get out of my pajamas and go out and have an adventure. Oh, I should also say that I'm currently listening to the audiobook of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, or Notre Dame de Paris, by Victor Hugo. Finally, this is one of the oldest books on my TBR. This is the second oldest book on my TBR after War and Peace. I recently found that the audiobook that is included on your Audible subscription is this exact translation. So I don't feel guilty about listening to the audiobook because it is these words in this book. But I do want to pick something physical to read. Here I've got like this little TBR that basically the books that I should try and prioritize first, but who knows what I'm gonna do. And then on Monday I'm actually going to London because I've been invited to go see Come From Away with one of my friends from my musical theatre society. That was like a very last minute thing, but I'm really excited for it because it's my first time in a London theatre since, well, basically since November. So yeah, looking forward to that. I know it's obviously a show that I've seen before, but I love it so much and I'm very excited. So let's go shopping. So just a quick update to say that I finished reading Hunchback of Notre Dame de Paris, and this is a really interesting read, and basically all of my thoughts on it are like comparing it to Les Mis, obviously same author but with like 31 years removed. And yeah, I have lots of thoughts. I don't think I liked it as much as Les Mis, and I knew going into it that it was going to be very different to the Disney film, which is the version of the story that I'm most familiar with. Yeah, it's really nothing like the Disney film. But yeah, speaking of, now that I've read this, I am gonna go watch the Disney film because it is the adaptation of this book that I have readily available. Though I've never seen any of the other ones. I know the one from 1939 with Charles Lawton, that's meant to be a really famous one, and from what I hear, the Disney film is more of an adaptation of that film than it is of this book. Maybe I should try and find that. I think there's also one with Lon Chaney, that's a silent film. I don't know. Let me know what you recommend. Anyway, yeah, I've basically been reading this, listening to the musical, and now I'm gonna go watch the film. I'm very much in this book's headspace, this story's headspace.
these are not my best work.